Back. So now we are on lecture 16, container classes, list versus tuple, dictionary, set, frozen set. So this covers sections 12.1, 12.2, 12.3 from the textbook. So this is a short lecture, but every topic here is very important. By itself, they seem trivial, but they are very useful when you start programming long projects. Especially dictionary, it's a very useful tool. Okay, the relevant files for this lecture are in your Dropbox under lecture 16 files. They are in your uh, Blackboard under lecture 16 files. Okay, so container classes and build reverse pi. Okay, two important files. Python has several classes that provide support for managing a collection. For example, list and tuple. So list is a collection of things. So is tuple. These are examples. By the way, so is a string. More examples are dictionary, set, frozen set. There are something called arrays. Okay, arrays are not that well. Arrays are mostly meant for homogeneous collection. Okay, regardless, you'll see in a few minutes. By design, Python's containers all support certain common syntaxes. For example, for element in data, for element in data. This is an iteration for a for loop. Or element in data, this will give you a Boolean value. Or length of data. So these are all common syntaxes, okay, for various container classes. There are differences in behaviors and efficiencies of operations. Okay, while they support common syntaxes, there are differences in behaviors and efficiencies. Okay, so let's look at a few examples. So we have a few examples, not a very long file. Look at container classes.py. Container classes.py. Okay, so let me look at my container classes.py. Okay, let's go over this particular file for the time being. Okay, so say list. First is list. This is a constructor. List parentheses is a constructor in the list class. What does it construct? With nothing inside, it constructs an empty list. Okay, suppose I want to put something in it. Mathematics, the string mathematics. How do I put it to an empty list? I use the append method. Look at list 1. Now it has something. Can I, mathematics was a string. Can I put in a numeric value into the same list? Looks like yes. All right. So this list started off empty. I put in a string. Now I put in a numeric value, and it was okay with it. Okay. It is an int value right now. How about putting a list inside my list? Aha. Looks like there is no problem putting in a list, even an empty list in my list. All right. Okay. How about putting in a tuple in my list? So I'm putting in a tuple 4, 5, 6 in my list. That is also okay. All right. So list is ordered, mutable, and heterogeneous. Ordered means order matters. Look, mathematics was 0 index. It continues to be 0 index. Order matters. It is mutable. We kept appending so we can change things in place. It is heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means it can hold different type objects. So mathematics, this was a string type object. 10 is, it was an integer, int type object. This was a list object. This is a tuple object. So list is a heterogeneous class. That is, you can hold different kinds, different types of objects. So this was by the way, a constructor approach. You constructed empty list and kept appending things to it. All right, appending my list, basically adding things to it by using append method. Now here is a literal form. You can also define list literally, that is, write down what you want your list to be. Okay, look at list 2. Okay, it holds a string, holds a tuple, holds a list, holds an int type. Okay, it can hold float and whatever you like. So that is a list. Ordered, mutable, heterogeneous. In this class we have seen several properties of list. Now is the time to review those properties again. You have tables of methods of list. Some are getters, some are mutators. Okay, accessors, mutators, and some are neither accessors nor mutators. This is now the time to review some of that. Tuples. How are tuples different from lists? Tuples are not mutable. That's all. They are ordered and homogeneous, but they are not mutable. What does that mean? Suppose I start with the constructor. Tuple 1 is tuple empty parentheses. Okay. Now, tuple 1 is just this. But I cannot mutate it, so I cannot append anymore. Let's try. Suppose I want to append mathematics. It's complaining. Tuple has no attribute of append. That is, tuple 1, you cannot append anything to it. It is not mutable. So the only way to construct a tuple is by using literal form. So literal form, notice you are using parentheses. For a list, the literal form was to use brackets. So that distinguishes tuple from a list. Okay, so this is okay. Tuple 2, you need to use parentheses. Objects are separated by commas. Notice you can use string, number, list, tuple within a tuple. In other words, tuple is ordered and homogeneous, but it is not mutable. Now comes dictionary, very important container class. Okay, dictionary is mutable. All right, it is also heterogeneous. It is associative. What does associative mean? So look, for a list that we created, you know the meaning of zero index item. Whoops, list 1, 0. It tells you what it is. Okay, list 1, index 1. It tells you what it is. So 0, 1, that is a key for you to find the value. All right. But what if you are, say, owner of a big company and every employee is listed not as employee number 1, employee number 2, but by their social security number? Or we are all members of our college. We have employee IDs. So our key is employee ID. For one key, you have one person. All right. So dictionary allows you to have a key. That's the advantage of a dictionary over a list. List, you can identify values only via its index, and index can be only 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. But in a dictionary, your key can be anything. All right, so this is the advantage of a dictionary. All right, so this video is getting too long. Let me continue with dictionary in the next video. Until then.